Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
What do you mean that's weird? That's not BBC? That's not the swag of a man? Where are the mind of these sisters?
Like, that's why I was like, watch her too. Because I don't play about kids. And at first, I wasn't really paying attention to what she was saying because I'm like, oh, I just assumed she didn't have any kids. Right. But then when he posted her children on his TikTok page, that's when she made the announcement that she has kids. Because her kids are not on her TikTok. So I was like really confused by that. But now that I know kids are involved, I'm definitely looking at you sideways. So I'm like, why would you have kids around this man? Like why? And he was into some interesting things. And I think she knew about something. Maybe not all of it, but maybe she had to have known something.
Anything this man says. Nothing. So if he claimed that he lost his job because y'all were calling, maybe none of y'all called. And he just lost his job because XYZ, okay? I'm not trusting anything this man says. I think it's just a sympathy for. So I mean, the other thing didn't surprise me. I think all the red flags I saw on the show ended up being right and more. Everything we learned in Africa. There's not even other exes who are coming out. When you have this many people airing you out, when you got a criminal history, you just can't be giving that kind of leeway to be like, yo, maybe, just maybe. You know damn well none of these motherfuckers will show even half as much grace to a woman with a criminal history, with all these things, all these exes airing her out, all this stuff that she's been proven to be fraudulent about. So why are they giving so much benefit? Not why? Because it's a dude?
Exactly, which is why I said that this is worse than the brick lady. This is extreme. The hell is wrong with y'all? Even I had common sense enough to be like, oh, hell no, she's a scammer. She's a scammer. Because I wasn't trying to lose my credibility. Listen, I'm all for love and war, but when it comes down to my integrity, I'm going to have to pull the plug. I'm going to have to draw the line. So I drew the line with the brick lady because I found...
There you have it. Credibility and integrity virtually, digitally, technology, not in real life. Learn that shit. I'm learning, man. I mean, the man showed grace on the show. He could have been way more ridiculous. Come on now. All we do is show grace. We don't want no smoke with no bitch. And you know what we want. So the battle is to not do that. Like, where are we at with this? It's crazy. Credibility. Virtually. Digitally. What a fake girl.
Now that she was a scammer, have me out here doing investigative work at a fake crime scene here in Houston. And I'm like, this don't even make sense. Like, I'm at the crime scene like, this don't make no damn sense to me. No, I know I ain't crazy. I know I ain't dumb. The hell? So I had to call it out like, oh, that's a scam. Okay, so why are y'all having such a hard time? This man got a rap sheet as long as a CBS receipt. 7 charges in 7 states. Seriously. And I have suspicion that he's a snitch. Now, I'm waiting for this video to get uploaded so I can show you why I feel like he's a snitch. Oh, I think the video's ready. Let's go. Hold on, wait a minute. Hold on, it may take some time. I love being a prepared woman.
She loved being a prepared woman for other women. She don't like to be a married woman. She don't like to be a motherly woman. That's where we at now. That's what's going on. This is a microcosm of everything that's going on. You waste your time doing this instead of putting and having that same thing into the next generation. Because you have good qualities. But you're selfish. 2 deletions on your box.
I really do. I just love being prepared. Don't you ladies love being prepared? Okay, let's get into it. We're back. Okay, let me switch screens here. Now I'm gonna have to go back and forth between different tabs because the other tab, it still has the timestamps. So I think we left off at the part where he was getting into, did prison give him structure? Okay.
Come on, man. Let me ask you this question, Supra. Over here, we normally disagreeable knows. We normally do when you deal with the Gladiator BW, the over under is 2. So if you ran across 100 gladiators, what would be when you see a gladiator, what do you think the over? If the over under is 2, do you think the gladiator is over or under? When you see a gladiator and you know the deletion count number is 2, do you say over or under what percentage or whatever the case is? A snitch, you mean a good citizen. You get to snitch when you leave the streets. Listen. You know, like I know, brother, she ain't got no business talking about snitch words, knowing she be the first one to snitch on anybody. Like, it just don't make no sense. But I gotta learn. I gotta stop. Yo, this ain't no place to be real. Have a good time. I try to have as much fun as I could because, yo, this shit is not real. I think the only good time that I have out of this is they're earning off black men. I want to earn off them earning off black men. I want to get my watch time and all that shit. Well, depending on where she from and how she talk, I estimate it's over 2. From what I've been seeing, 6 is a normal. Come on, man. Ain't no 6 no normal number. Come on, man. Over under is 2, B. Over under is 2. And I'm willing to say it could go up to 6 and pass. I'm cool with that. But the over under is 2. At least in our generation. Because after 2, you got to start worrying about, can you still, bring, carry the turn. But you don't be thinking they all did it, so I wouldn't be surprised. Right. There's no way. It's tough. I would definitely be surprised. Like, they got stuff to do. No time to be worried. I call it the most selfish stuff in the world because you damn sure was happy when somebody was worrying about you. Come on. I know.
What has been, hold on, the prison 2018.
18-year-old kids, these bang shoot 'em up tough guys, and put them in prison on the mainline yard. Put them in prison and let them sit there for at least 2 months when they turn 18. If they've been in some type of trouble before, so you can see what you're signing up for. Because, man, it broke my heart to see these young 18, 20-year-old kids got 50 years, and they're sitting in prison playing basketball every day, laughing like it's a game. Like, and talking about, what they did. I got tired of hearing the same stories reiterated over and over. It's just putting negative energy into the universe. And the whole time I indulged in that lifestyle, I might have had a quick come up, or I might have had a good night this night, but at the end, it wasn't worth it. It wasn't worth it. Yeah. I'm still suffering consequences to this day from actions I did over 10 years ago. Right. Everything's public. Right. You do things out in the public, it's going to become public information if you get arrested. And part of that
is this video right now. Everything's public. Everything's public. This is public.
Is now being used against you. And we're going to go deep down into it as well. I do have some receipts that you showed me as well. Maybe I can bring up some of this as well. You can kind of speak to it. Yeah. Let me try to get this up on the screen. While I get this up on the screen, can you also describe this? What has been your relationship with women as you were coming up with age? Let's say during gang, when you was more into your criminal mischief, you was a bad guy. Talk about the difference then versus the difference of being a licensed, trying to be on a straight and narrow path, trying to do good, trying to be a humanitarian.
This man was so eager when it comes to his agenda, y'all. It was sick. Okay, so MTR, he has degrees, and he was raised to be on the straight and narrow. And so he gets jealous of men who are criminals who get access to women. Now, the type of women that are into these type of men.
Yo, bro, what did I say? What did I say? He's getting clowned from every angle. Everybody can see it. Everybody can see that he's a bozo. I described this already. He's mad that some pookie nigga went viral. He brings him on. Now that we can see it clear, not only did it bring him on to expose him, he brought him on, to benefit himself. Now that we see it clear, this was a whole shit show and shit job by MTR. And homie picked up on it. Like, we've been doing this. We've been saying alpha niggas was mad. We've been saying it. We've been saying it, man. They're mad.
Trying to be a humanitarian.
This man was so eager when it comes to his agenda, y'all. It was sick. Okay, so MTR, he has degrees, and he was raised to be on the straight and narrow. And so he gets jealous of men who are criminals who get access to women. Now, the type of women that are into these type of men, to me, the brain, there's a disconnect up there. Sometimes I feel like the girls that be really into that fast life, the man, he out here, tricking and like, a lot of these women don't understand, like, they don't last long.
This is where I call bullshit, y'all. Because we know a woman like you don't want no life. You want to live digitally. Because it would be so sweet to say, yes, you want to live the motherly life. You want to live the nurturing life. You want to live the wifey life. But you have nothing. But you got the nerve to criticize other people that be with people. Like, it's sick.
There's no future with that. All right? You have fun with them at most, but don't ever get caught up. I'm going to tell you to avoid them altogether because he will just bring a headache into your life, okay? But MTR.
So what kind of man would you advise for the bitches? And where would they find that kind of man? You're not doing that.
Is mad. He's enraged at these women, these OnlyFans models, and these Instagram baddies that don't want him for being on the straight and narrow. And so he wants him to talk about how
clowning this nigga.
He was into criminal activity and how many women he was getting.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Let's get into it.
Getting a certification. Yeah, right. Just talk about the difference between the two.
Okay, so when I was, actively gang banging, presenting myself with my nickname and things of that nature, women loved me.
Yo, it sounds like a setup now that we hear it back. He was never there to help that man.
Have an abundance of women. Anybody that knows me that'll tell you, I was Mr. Promiscuous. Yeah. And that's why I advocate against it, because I see the damage that it does to individuals. But I had all the women in the world when I was gangbanging. Now, so when I got out of prison, before I went to prison, right, I was not in shape. I could not converse with you about anything other than gangbanging or some entertaining foolishness. Right. Now you can put me in a room with anybody, I can converse. I know a little something about, something.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna be, I'm not gonna reside in a state of oblivion. That's for certain. But as I was a plumber, when I became a plumber, I got out, I'm doing the right thing. Now I'm well aware of how a man should conduct himself.
Yeah.
I'm well aware of, things I want to do in the community. I have goals. Wait, let me rewind. Back to gangbang.
Very true, homie. She spoke facts. We gave her credit. Because that's the point of the video, that everybody's clowning him. And what we often say is, yo, you think nobody don't see you? Like we hear you or see you whichever way it is. It does not bode well for the real men. and you became a leader. Dang. Supra, you wrong here. Damn, he was gangbanging. He had all the women in the world, but now they all want him burned at the stake. You are wrong, nigga. Never believe that. Don't believe shit. Never. Trust me, man. Never. Never believe the rhetoric. Never believe the words. We can put this man on a silent auction. I promise you, we will get a buyer. I promise you, homie. I promise you. He don't know nothing. They don't know the... See, it's true. He has great mule value, but they don't know the value of the Gladiator BW. That's where the problem is. That's where the problem is. The power of the Gladiator BW, all of you mere mortals out there underestimate it.
I was skinny. I couldn't converse. I didn't have a job. All I did was, negativity. All the women wanted me.
You had way too many women, way too many options.
Yes, way too many.
We talk. Okay, you was gangbanging. What age group is this? That's what I want to know. And then I also want to know, he was also like, he's saying women, all women not gonna go for that. So that's why I'm confused on that. Like, I'm confused. There are a group of women out here that will go for that. That's all they know. They don't know nothing else. But to say all women is just into criminals, so we all just into criminals, ladies. We all just want a criminal. We all want a man with a rap sheet as long.
Ma'am, you don't want nothing. Isaac, what's good with you, pimping? Ma'am, you want nothing. That's the truth of the matter. You actually want nothing. Problem is, you think we don't know that. That's just really, really the problem. That's really the problem. I don't know. Yannie clapjack cheeks? Wow, really? Wow. That's what I was telling Super. I want to be in the mix.
As a CBS receipt, be so freaking for real. Be so for real. He got a desperate Latino woman that wanted him.
Wow.
Okay, with a long rap sheet. She knew about it.
Wow.
I don't see a bunch of women knocking down his door. I mean, he went on a dating show. He didn't get not one girl. Even Esther didn't leave with him. Even Esther pulled another man in front of him, and he got triggered by that. So I'm confused. He's not on the straight and narrow. We know that much because, like I said, he had a protective order back in 2022. So
Hold on. No. Jap did not clap those. Are you serious? Serious though. And she get a pass like that out here? Wow. Nah. I don't know. What's the real story, man? Please let me know. Please let me know, homie. You let me know, I give you a treat, B. We definitely want to know if Jap was getting... Hold on, what we got here? Type in Minister Jap Yannie. Hold on.
Neon green bikini. You guys, this bikini is so bomb. Imagine if I was bronzed. Like, imagine if I was tanned. It would look even better. But I be struggling putting this on because the strings on the side, I just be like, how in the hell do you tie it? But once I figured it out, it's so bomb. But I think the reason why they made it the way that they made it was because you can like tie this high-waisted, and I love this. I don't know why. I think it's so cute. It's kind of sporty to me. I really like this two-piece bikini. I think it's cute. Say you was going on a vacation or something like that, and it was like you were doing like a lot of water activities or whatever. This would probably be my go-to swimsuit just because, you know, you're kind of covered at the top. You don't have to worry about Favorites. It's my favorite. I love this swimsuit. It's a two-piece, but I just like how it ties. I love how the bottoms tie up my stomach. Oh my god, I think it's so cute. And then I also like the top. I feel like the top has more support than the other few that I tried on. But the top has good support, and I just love how this looks. I love the print. I love how it ties up. This is my favorite. Yellow and pink. I don't know how it looks on camera because I gotta go back and look at the footage. But I mean, this is probably my least favorite. I feel like it fits weird. I don't know if it's because my hips are not one piece. So the top is like a regular bikini top. It ties in the back, it ties in the front. I probably could have went and then I also got like a bralette and it crosses in the back and it's like silver metallic and it's.
But after I started educating myself and building my relationship with God and, becoming well aware of what life is really about. Life and plumbing are similar. That is why I love plumbing so much. Now listen, plumbing is a perpetual cycle of developing and learning new skills, right? A lot of plumbers can agree with me. They've been plumbers for 20 years and don't have their license. Me, I've been involved in the trade for 5 years and got my license. That's one of my biggest life accomplishments because that journeyman test is not easy at all. So I passed the test, and I'm getting into these relationships. And while I was in prison, I had a chance to reflect on my conduct before. Every day for the 5 years, I thought about every single conversation I had throughout my life. Every person I met, I asked myself, how could I have done that better? How could I have talked? How could I? I started asking myself, and I started attacking myself. Like, hey, you've been doing this is stupid. I started reality checking myself, so I did self-improve. And so I started dating these girls. Right now, I have this body. I'm muscular. I'm meeting women that have never seen a guy with muscles like this before. So it's the spirit of lust is manifest right there, and I indulge in the relationship because I don't want to be lonely. That's been my problem for the most part. And these women have gotten so good with manipulation and deception. I promise you, these women can hide. Matter of fact, I'm gonna start teaching you fellas how they hide stuff on these iPhones.
I can only speak for myself. I can only speak. I don't think he's attractive. I'm sorry. But then again, I'm a sapiosexual, so I'm attracted to intellect. I'm not being intellectually stimulated at all. So
there you have it. Another scenario. Another scenario of the weird behavior. A long list of a man that don't exist to qualify why they single.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna start teaching you fellas how they hide stuff on these iPhones.
I can only speak for myself. I can only speak. I don't think he's attractive. I'm sorry. But then again, I'm a sapiosexual, so I'm attracted to intellect. I'm not being intellectually stimulated at all. So I'm not seeing it. I'm not. And I'm not gonna ask the ladies now because we know enough about this man. So if he's attractive or not, like I already know y'all not gonna say no, he's not. But before, I think some of you would have. I don't know. I'm just not easily fooled by a nice body, I guess. I don't know. I'm not gonna speak on his appearance, but I'm just saying.
See what I'm saying? It's all we ever said. Bitch, what do you like? That's all we ever said. Because if niggas knew that, they would try to be it. I don't know nothing about these phones, man. Maybe my homie got an Android. I believe you. Intellect is best expressed orally. I see her game. I guess, man. I just know that there is no ideal. There is no prototype. There is no, I'll take that. Ain't none of that.
And like I don't know. He's just not attractive to me at all. I don't see it. I don't see it. I'm sorry. I wouldn't be thirst bucking, but I have seen some girls in the comments that were. So I guess it just goes off of what you like, what you into. But I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it.
How these women, we're gonna share light on stuff. I'm gonna show you how these women were hiding stuff, how they were manipulating me, how they were having me believe that we were gonna get married. That's what my true intentions. And
are we gonna go through some of those receipts right today?
Yeah, we're gonna go through the receipts.
Okay.
This is my thing with promiscuous women. I always give them the option. And
no, there's women. Listen, go to his Instagram. There's women under his posts. There's always gonna be a woman around. Okay, there always is. Don't ever doubt your mind. There's always going to be a woman around, just like there's always going to be a man around.
So, well, that's wrong. There's not always women around for brothers. You got to be a special brother. Got to have something going on. I don't care what it is. So, he don't get credit for that, for having women under there. This is a hater. Yo, this is a hater right here.
People are always going to have options. It is what it is. Now, is it the option that they want? I don't know. But there's always going to be options around for people because that's just how it is. So, yeah, there are women under his Instagram posts. Yeah, there are.
In the very beginning. So there's, you have to start the relationship the same way you finish. So I let them know, hey, what do you aspire to do with me? Do you want to have an open relationship? Do you want to seek other men? If that's something that you want to do, that's fine, queen. Because in that case, that's what you're going to do.
First use of queen disrespectfully. Respectfully disrespectfully.
Yeah, respectfully.
Now, let me ask you this, because I have my own thoughts and perceptions regarding this, what I'm about to ask you. What do you think it is about modern women today that you had so many when you was a gangbanger, but it's a lot harder when you're on a straight and narrow path? I want to hear from you. What do you think that comes from? What does that stem from?
It's the clout, the image,